This video is intended to be uploaded prior to Game 4 of the Golden State-Boston Celtics game. This is a late upload, but to prove that I believe what I said, here is an image of my bet placed yesterday in favor of the Golden State Warriors. They say a broken clock is right twice a day. Now, I wouldn't quite call Stephen A. Smith a broken clock, but rather a vintage antique clock with malfunctions. Because as charismatic and intelligent as he is, Stephen A. Smith tends to say some outlandish and inflammatory things that sometimes make no sense. In the segment that I'm going to review, Stephen A. Smith sits down with Will, Molly Qerim, and Pat Beverley. And in this conversation, they're highlighting the things that Golden State needs to win the Game 4 tonight. They also talk about the strength of the Boston Celtics. But in the midst of this conversation, as they analyze the game, Molly Qerim throws the conversation way off. And Molly Qerim has gotten a lot of backlash from the fans and the viewers of First Take, because she interjects and gives unwarranted opinions, oftentimes poor opinions, but it is not her role to be giving opinions. Instead, her role is to moderate the conversation, to make sure that everybody has a chance to speak, that they are staying within their time limits, and overall to make sure the show runs smoothly. So I'm going to play parts of this segment, chime in, up until, of course, Molly Qerim throws the conversation way off. And I'm going to review that too. So without further ado, run that clip.
For me, it comes down to this, fellas. You know, we sit here and we dissecting the game and what needs to happen or whatever. Let's be clear about something. The Warriors know what they need to do. The question is, can they do it?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Can they do it? Because it would be one thing, like, for example, from a schematic perspective, I just think that Jonathan Kuminga, the Moses Moody's of the world, you need to find a way to insert them in the game to make sure your boys, your main brothers, are ready and fresh come the fourth quarter. You got to insert these brothers in there. If you've got athleticism and length on your bench, damn it, find a way to use it, because Jaylen Brown's like 25 years old. Jason Tatum's like 24 years old. I mean, the brothers are young. And then you look at White and Smart, and these ain't old heads, my man. These brothers, they've got legs, they've got youth, they've got athleticism, they've got further, they've got energy. You've got to find a way to match that, which to me is why Steve Kerr should be playing a couple of those young guys. Outside of that, it's really about, can you do it against these boys? Are you just an inferior team, and this is just a bad matchup that you can't overcome? That's really what this comes down to now.
Nah, come on, Steve, bro. I don't think that. I don't think that, man.
I agree with Stephen A. Smith here. Boston Celtics, they're a bigger team than the Golden State Warriors. And on top of that, they're a very good team with a high basketball IQ. So the Golden State Warriors, they can't play the small ball where they think they're going to be able to outrun this team all day. And he also makes a good point when he says that the Boston Celtics, they're a young team. When you think of Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and even Marcus Smart, he's still young. What I don't understand is why these NBA teams, they'll play their young guys throughout the whole year, have success with these guys, and then when it comes playoffs, they're going to bench them. I understand they often say that these guys don't have enough experience and that they want to go with their best guys at all times, but these guys have the experience to know what it took to win throughout the whole season, and they understand their roles on the team. So it's not like they're going to go out there and just start jacking up shots, taking shots away from Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Wiggins. Size and effort. With Steve Kerr being the good coach that he is, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to incorporate Kuminga into the rotation a little bit more starting tonight.
But Boston came back. They won it. They won by double digits this past game 2. They were down double digits game 3. Came back, took lead. They've been in control of the game. They just let it slip. So I don't think this is a type of team where they're waking up like, man, we can't beat them. I think this is a type of team like, man, we need to do just a little bit more here. We need to do a little bit more there. Stay calm. Get the best Draymond. Rebound the ball, and we put ourselves in a position to be champions again.
Well, PB, a lot of that starts with Draymond, right? I mean, you talk about Boston being plus 16 on the boards. You talk about points in the paint. 50 to 20. I mean, they got dominated, right? So if you are going to go with that small lineup, you need the energy level of Draymond to be off the charts tonight to manufacture that type of rebounding for your team if you are going to play small.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they like the small lineup. They're used to it. They've been doing it for years. I just don't know if this small lineup works with
This series reminds me a lot of the Milwaukee Bucks and Toronto Raptors in 2019's Eastern Conference Finals, when in Game 1 the Raptors had full control and let it slip at the end of the game, and then in Game 2 the Milwaukee Bucks blew them out. It was clear that the Raptors had the upper hand and were the better team, but they didn't execute at vital points of the game. The same thing applies here to the Golden State Warriors, and I believe that they will win this series in perhaps 7 games. As for Draymond Green, he's not the same Draymond Green as 2015, but he is still very effective and very impactful on this team. I personally don't like Draymond Green at the center, though he could create a lot of mismatches, but we'll see how this thing unfolds. So earlier in this video, I mentioned that Molly is always making unwarranted statements. At this part of the segment, you see that Molly is distracted by Pat Bev's jewelry, and she gives him a few compliments towards it, but immediately Pat Bev says, "Hold up, it's my shorty that got it for me."
Before we move on, let me ask you this, and I can't stop staring at your wrist. I mean, it's nice. Yeah.
Shout out to my girl.
I mean, she hooked it up.
Yeah, she always does.
She hooked it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm impressed. No wonder. Yeah, it's extra nice. I mean, it is. I mean, it is.
I personally think Molly was flirting with Patrick Beverley on set. But it's funny because we heard that Jalen Rose and Molly, they split up, and Stephen A. Smith was having an affair with Molly. Jalen Rose even addressed it. But look at Stephen A. Smith's head. Check out his body language as she compliments Pat Bev.
I mean, it is.
I see her steady staring.
You know what I like?
I see her
You know what I like, Pat Bev?
Nice on me.
Pat Bev, you know what I like? Your girl
what?
lit your wrist up.
Yeah.
And rather than vice versa, she did it.
Yeah, she did.
That's nice.
Yeah, a little Bugatti, you know.
Okay,
Hey.
okay.
You see, I don't like entertaining unsubstantiated rumors, but if you were to believe those rumors to be true, then this is just hilarious because Stephen A. Smith comes off like a hater here now because his shorty gave another man a compliment. Let's check it out.
Okay, I'm with
nice.
it. All right, now I'm refocused.
I don't know about
now
the gold.
I'm refocused.
I don't know about the gold mixing with the ice.
it's
No, it's just
I don't know about
diamonds.
that,
That's the
but-
thing.
Diamonds.
It's just
Diamonds go with everything.
Get a zoom in. Come on, guys. Don't do it like that.
You
Get a
don't
little
need
zoom in.
anything but diamonds.
Diamonds.
You're
It's
good.
just
You're good.
all diamonds
You could just
match.
go diamonds.
Yeah.
All right, I'm focused though. Let me ask you this, okay? And it's not
Now that Molly's got Stephen A. Smith feeling all insecure, he's got to remind her that he's got a little bit of swag himself.
because
Molly,
I'm
you know-
feeling myself because I picked the Celtics. Go ahead, Stephen A.
I said, yeah, all I was saying is, it's not like I'm unfamiliar with the drip game.
No,
Do you want to pop out your 2 chains?
No.
Because we got 2 chains.
Yeah, you
Right? Sometimes he pops it out a little bit, but only in LA.
Okay, I gotta see it.
He keeps it tucked on the East Coast.
Anyways, I just found that part a little funny. I really don't know if Stephen A. and Molly are hooking up. I don't care, nor would I be surprised. But anyways, hit this video with a like and subscribe, and until next time, peace.